What's going on, guys? So the video you're about to see is an incredible story of adversity and courage. The reason why I'm posting this video at the beginning of 2021 is to make a statement. I want everyone out there to know that it's just been through the most difficult year of their life, that there's still hope, and there's always hope. And that hope begins with your mindset. Mr. Anthony Wynn joined me for an interview several months ago to share some of his personal stories of courage and overcoming the odds. I do have to say that the information he is sharing with you is with parental discretion. This is raw, this is real, this is life. I hope that this video can bring perspective to some of us out there that feel like there's just not a chance and there's no direction to go. Mr. Anthony Wynn will provide some insight as to what he's done to overcome the challenges, and I hope this is just a little piece of what can help start your 2021 off to a great year. Please enjoy. Good morning, sir. We've got Mr. Anthony Wynn here with us today. Anthony I met at the gym here in Cincinnati, and it's kind of an interesting story how we built a quick relationship with one another, and through learning some of your experiences and stories, I wanted to have you on today to share the times where you've been able to overcome adversity, where it seems like you've just defeated the odds. And you know, I'm the first one to say that I think I'm pretty hard-headed and have a strong amount of willpower, and the things that I heard from you were extremely inspiring and things that I think a lot of people out there would appreciate hearing, and to hear your perception of your transition into Cincinnati and how you have overcome the odds your entire life as something we'd certainly like to share. So why don't you share with everybody how we initially met, and we'll just kind of just get started there.
Well acquainted with a lot of guys in the gym, younger, older, because when I speak the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I don't fool with nothing but real people. I don't usually deal with a lot of younger guys, but when I met you, you were different. You know what I'm saying? You have what we call the old soul. You know what I'm saying? And we enlightened into a few things, and I shared a few things with you, and you shared some with me, which people just don't do. You know, people just don't want to talk about things now today. But for me, I'm just different. I would basically what you call raw. And I speak from the heart. There's no in-betweens with me. Because from my experiences as a child, I'm from Chicago, South Side. I lived on the South Side, East Side, and I come up rough. You know what I'm saying? My experiences as a child, I really didn't have a childhood, and a lot of people don't understand that. For those who understand, I know where they're coming from. You know what I'm saying, man? When you sit, as a child, my trouble started when I was 5 years old. First incident, falling from a third-story window. Well, it's a funny story. Me and my sister used to play this game called Superman, when it was her turn, she was hanging out the window. We just hanging out the window like this here, right? So, I'm one of them hard-headed kids, My ass went wee, all right, because they dropped me. My sister told me, she said, bro, we actually let you go. Okay, but what happened was, it's this guy named George. My mom and them told me the story. I looked at that man like, man, y'all forgive me, I'm going to kill this cat. You see what I'm saying? But every day them beatings, man, every freaking day.
And you weren't an only child?
No, me and my sister, we was the only two. Now my younger brothers, they came along later in life, you know what I'm saying? I remember one time he just smacked the shit out of her right in front of me. When you try to block things out and they right in front of you, it's hard, man. It's hard when you're a kid, man. You know what I'm saying? So it starts a cycle, you know what I'm saying? So you're trying to figure out, why is this happening? Why is he doing this to my mother? But you got to understand, my mother was on drugs at the time. Now, I didn't know as a child right away. I think I found out when I was about 11 years old, she was on drugs. But you got to understand, my mother had went through something, man. You know what I'm saying? She had went through something, man, that the hard fire, woman being raped. You know what I'm saying? As she been raped, That's how I was perceived, you know what I'm saying? So that did something to her, man. She was on drugs since she was 16, 17 years old. You know what I mean? But, you know, my stepdad thought, you know, beating her was the way that you think you helping her. Man, you ain't helping her. You know, in Chicago, man, people don't understand, man. We're not savages, man. We've been thrown into something. You watch what happens. What you think we were? You know what I'm saying? So when you out there as a child in the streets, man, and you misunderstood, you don't know what else to do. Your mental state says to survive. Man, I became an alcoholic at 14 damn years old. At 14, an alcoholic.
As an escape.
This is my way out because I don't want to deal with my horrors of what was going on in my life as a child. You see what I'm saying? So now I'm involved in smoking weed, you know, drinking beer, and, you know, man, I done did all type of drugs, man.
As a child.
Mother leave you when you're a child. You know what I'm saying? You just out there. You don't know what to do, man. Man, I was sleeping. I was staying with these people. With this one, I mean literally trash. And you know, Chicago, we got them things called super rats. Rats this big, man. I'm sleeping on the floor next to the trash, basically in the other room. Now, knowing these rats could have bit me in my ass anytime, but I'm a drunk. So at this time, shit, I want my beer, man. My beer was in the damn refrigerator. So it's either me or the rat. So me not caring, shit, man, I watched them rats jump in and out that trash like it ain't no thing. I wouldn't have got my damn beer, got my liquor, you know what I'm saying? When you're an alcoholic, man, a drug addict, you don't have to deal with your reality. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I would call my escape. But during my escape, man, I'm thinking about suicide and shit, man. I tried to commit suicide several times. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time, this guy, we was shooting dice in the hallway. I was a good dice shooter. So I won all the money. So as I stood up, you know, I had a drink in my hand. Guy had a 9mm. Put it up to my head. At that time, they called me Tony Rome, you see what I'm saying, when I was living over there on the east side. So he put the gun up to my head. He said, man, you gonna give me that money? I told him, man, you might as well go and kill me. You doing me a favor.
Over a dice game.
Over a dice game. A couple weeks ago, I remember it was a weekend, man. We always drinking. You know, I'm sitting here, I'm staying with some other people. So I had a 44. And I'm drinking, man. You know, I'm drinking. Man, I take the 44, I put it in my mouth. You dig what I'm saying? I just couldn't pull the trigger. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, now I'm showing weakness now if I do this. So I thought I'd come up with a great idea when I drank the pine. So
For our viewers, how old were you at this time?
At that time, man, I had to been about at least 16, I think.
Not in school?
No, not in school, out on the streets, but these people took me in, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so now, you know, hell, got no mother, brothers and sisters split up, don't know where they at. So, man, I'm living in the streets. You see what I'm saying, man? I'm sleeping in alleys, you know, abandoned buildings, man. Practically eating out of damn garbage cans, you know what I'm saying? Doing the best I could to survive. But the drugs that I was on kept me from not wanting to deal with my rest. For me, it was easier just to go and take myself out. And then, man, living in Chicago, man, you know, people talk about our city, man, on how bad it is and how it is. Well, what you expect, man? What you expect? You take every damn thing from us. When we try to do something, my city, that's my city to this day, is always gonna be home, man. Ain't nothing wrong with us, man. We just misunderstood. And when you live the horror of shit that we live as kids growing up without parents, you know what I'm saying? Where was all this depression shit when I was out there messed up? And anxiety shit when I was messed up, you know what I'm saying? And then my mom got so deep into the drugs, you know what I'm saying, that it was like she just didn't care no more either. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying she was a bad mother, because she wasn't. She was just misunderstood through what she was going through, man.
So who's there to help?
Nobody.
How do you get out then?
How do you get out? There is no out. You know what I'm saying? You take flight. Man, you're afraid now. You know what I'm saying? There's no one there for you now. So all you got now is you. Now, your mind state is to, hey, man, every day, I would have hoped somebody took my ass out. Every day in them streets.
Because you didn't value your own life.
Didn't mean anything, Ian. Don't mean nothing, man. I'm a kid, man. I'm a damn kid, man, living on the streets.
Did you know love at that point? How'd you...
Love? What's that? If I'm showing you and I tell you at the same time, you see it. You believe it. You know it's real. Because I'm giving you just that, man. I tell my wife all the time, I don't understand nobody showing me shit. Man, you got to tell me, because your word got to mean something. And if your word don't mean anything, you ain't much shit in my world, from where I come from, man. Because you telling me, and I see it at the same time, I see better than I hear. And sometimes I hear better than I see. So for me, it has to work hand in hand. With me, you can't do one without the other, because I ain't buying it. You know, and I could be wrong. What you showing me could be true. You could be, but you tell me it could be true. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I have to have it hand in hand because of what I deal with. People are who they are, man. People gonna do what they do. Hey, man, we ain't getting along. We ain't getting along, Jack. It's time to move on. I ain't gonna weep about it. I ain't sure we ain't gonna cry about it. Compared to the shit I done been through.
I think this is a huge takeaway for the audience, and the fact that you said you didn't have to do any chemo.
Not nan time.
Neither time. You defeated cancer both times without doing any chemo.
And see, let me say something. When men hear prostate cancer, right, sometimes that makes a man feel he's less of a man, right? When they told me I had it, and they told me, hey man, you know you might not have an erection no more. I thought about that shit. I said, well, you know you ain't gonna do the surgery. Now I wasn't gonna even tell my wife or my brother. I wasn't gonna tell neither one of them. I wasn't gonna do the damn surgery. But my ass gonna go home and tell her anyway, because she got a way of looking at me like, you know, hey, she know when I ain't right. She just do that shit. I don't know why she do that. She just gotta have, she can't help herself. So but I had changed my mind, but I told her what I was going to do. She said, well, let me tell you something. She said, oh yeah, you was gonna get that surgery, because your ass wasn't finna lay up in here with me and die. Oh, she meant that shit. You know what I'm saying? My brother right here told me, you see what he look like? I come over there and knock your ass out and take you to the damn doctor. And he meant it. So I ain't got finna argue with this guy. And this one of my younger brothers, I ain't finna argue with him. What the fuck I look like I argue with him for? You know what I'm saying? I do what I do, but, you know, might lose that battle a little bit. So, you know, I said, okay, but I'm all right now. But when you hear that, as a man, that does something to most men, right? But I took it as another challenge for me because of what I've been through in my life. You can't be afraid of something that you quite don't understand when you think you understand. That doesn't define you as a man. You see what I'm saying? You define you as a man and how you should stand up and how you should be. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can tell you what and who you are. And like I say, man, both times, now this is a 2-year span, back to back. And you see where I'm standing. And like I say, man, you gotta, it's hard, man. And a lot of people, it's kind of like, okay, I gotta be on the fence with this. I ain't gotta be on no fence with it, man. I'm gonna make a decision. Right then, right there. For me, you know what I'm saying? Like I made decisions and me in that drug life. Me or alcoholic, a crack fiend, or whatever the hell you want to call me. That was my shit. Okay, it happened. What the hell you want me to do about it? I can't change it. I did it. You know what I'm saying? But when you have people that understand what you've been through, or what some people might be going through today, But sometimes when you just don't have that somebody, man, that understands, or you can talk to, man, or can help you with what you going through, man. You know, like I said, people don't want to talk about that no more. So people go through these trials and tribulations, man. Like you got young kids being bullied, committing suicide. Brother, I've been down that road. But you got to reach out, man. If I come and tell you, hey, you know that guy keep messing with me, keep messing with me. Now I done told you 100 times that the guy keep messing with me. So what you think? I got to take action. And it might not be the right action. But I told you. So I took action now. I took it upon myself to take care of the problem. And it might not be the right way to do it. But at that time, I'm tired, man. You see what I'm saying? And these young brothers and sisters, man, need somebody that they can talk to, that they can understand their vices, man. Either the old that's going through it right now, older generations, man, instead of judging that man or judging that woman, why don't you talk to him? Why don't you find out what's going on, man?
Show some compassion for another person's situation.
You have to, man. You listen. I did it. Man, I did it for a long time too. Didn't touch nothing, didn't smoke nothing, didn't drink nothing. In the same gutters of the neighborhood, the shit that was causing me problem. I tell people that say, man, ain't no way you did that. To me, it was a challenge. When you told me I couldn't do something, I tell you different. You know what I'm saying? I don't get bent out of shape about nothing. I don't have time for that. Man, when they told me I had cancer, they next to my wife, and sure enough, my diabetes was acting up, okay? Never flared up that heavy. Now, I didn't know, you know, how high I was. So she takes me to the hospital, right? I'm on the bed. I'm walking the house. I'm on the emergency room bed. The nurse run up in the emergency. She said, Mr. Wynn, I said, yeah. She said, you diabetic? I said, yeah. I thought something was wrong with the nurse. The nurse gonna tell me, she said, your sugar level was 1,000. My wife right there. She said, my sugar level was 1,000, man. That nurse said, how in the hell did you get in here? I said, I walked in here. My wife drove me and I walked in here. She said, I ain't never saw nothing like this in my life. Your sugar level was 1,000. I said, yeah, and that's how they found out the first kidney cancer. So
you weren't even thinking about the diagnosis at that point. You were already thinking about taking action. You had already defeated it in your mind. It was just another challenge to you.
Didn't bother me. Shit. Okay, what's next compared to what I've been through in my life?
Only at this point you now value your life.
Yeah, at this point, yeah. But you got to understand now, my mindset now, and the trials and tribulations I've been through, you have to understand. And like I said, when my mom was in the hospital on her deathbed, now she's dead. At this point, she's dead. The only thing keeping her alive is a machine. Now I'm in a sober state of mind. Now I got to make a decision on my mother's life that's already dead. So I got to bring this doctor out here. This is my mama, you know what I'm saying, and tell this fool. So I'm telling this man, pull the plug on my mama because she's dead. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? He knew that. So literally, I had to threaten the doctor, man. He gonna tell me, well, Mr. Wynn, I don't want to. I say, man, excuse my French on this camera. Fuck your suit. You better unplug my mama. And me and my little brother was standing there. So however I roll, he rolled. You see what I'm saying? So that was hard, man. Then we bury her. We go to the funeral. Nobody say nothing. Man, I didn't cry about my mother passing until 5-6 years later. That's when I cried about it. You see what I'm saying? Because I talk to my wife a lot. I've never talked to nobody when I talk to my wife. See, I had to be in check of my emotions and my feelings 99.5% of the time. I have to be. See, I got 5% for what I need it for. Because if I'm not, then other shit starts to arise. I mean, I go steal food out the freezer, meat, to go take to the crack dealer so I can get me some crack, bruh, so I can get high. This the type of shit I'm doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm out here, I'm just lost. You know, back then they had really good crack there. I don't know shit they got now, but you know.
You were trading food for crack.
Yeah, at one time, yeah. Hell,
stealing the food and trading it for crack.
Yeah, man, I was stealing food out their house. Out their house. And her mother had took me in and everything, man. Man, one day, you know, I always kind of kept a job because I used to be in retail. I had bought a silk suit, no lie. Bought it that day. That same day, I took that suit off my ass and went took it up to the crack man and got me something to smoke, bruh. Shit. Showed it. I wanted to get high. So that's what the hell I did. Either I was high or either I was drunk. You know what I'm saying? One of the two. Those were my vices, man. Because I'm still dealing with my shit, you know. People don't understand. I lived other lives before these good people took me in. But I still had these issues. You know what I'm saying? And hey man, it happened. I ain't ashamed of them. You know what I'm saying? Shit, what you want me to do? I'm not embarrassed about it, and I'm not going to be. And you're not going to make me feel that way. I'm here talking about it right now. But man, because it's life, you know what I'm saying? You know, whatever don't kill you makes you stronger, man, and that is the truth. But your mindset, man, has to be on a different level, man. It's levels to me. It's levels to me to where I get. I'm 57 years old, man. A lot of people say I don't look at it. A lot of people don't believe I was even ever on drugs. So this man you see here now today, I was not that man. I was terrible, man. I was just wilding. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't fighting, man, I'm trying to do all other shit. If I ain't thinking about suicide, I'm on other shit, man. Which ain't, you know, at that time, that wasn't the proper way to live. But now that I have what I have now today, man, I look at me, man, look where I come from. I got my own business and everything. Me and my wife got our own business, man. Who would ever thought a man like me would be where I am now today compared to the things that I went through, Ian?
So coming from a guy that grew up on the south side of Chicago, east side, south side, who has faced death in the eye probably more times than we can count on our hands, right?
Right.
Drug addict, lived homeless in the streets, jumped out of a 3-story window.
No, dropped.
Dropped out.
Shit, they dropped my ass.
And you got out, been diagnosed with cancer twice, 2-time cancer survivor. And I think what we can all learn from you is that if you're hopeless, if you're homeless, if you're hungry, to whatever degree that may mean, that there's always another side and that we need to listen to one another. We need to be able to communicate directly. We need to speak with humility and not be afraid to be judged. And if somebody does judge us, that we need to know and learn how to turn out that noise and how to block that from our mind and how to maintain a level of composure in difficult times and to be able to take action in that mind space and in that mindset so you can make the right decisions.
I know what it is to play in the devil's playground because I played in it for many years of my life. And I know what it is when I see it. So when I see it, I know how to defend against it. You see what I'm saying? Because, like I say, we met in the gym. We kicked it right off, man. Every time I come to the gym, you know they call me OG, man. Hey, that's a fact. This ain't no giving. You see what I'm saying? So I'm real with you all the way to the door. There's no in-betweens with me, man. Because I ain't doing that. I don't, like I said, I don't understand that. But when people are too busy judging and saying, oh, you this, or you that, or you this, or you ain't gonna become shit. I remember Perk told me I ain't gonna be shit. I believed that most of my life because of what I was going through. At the trials and the tribulations, man.
Can you say that again for the audience? What did the guy tell you?
I wasn't gonna be shit.
And you believed it for most of your life?
Yeah.
Why?
You know what I'm saying? Shit, I felt that way. Man, I'm drinking all the time. I'm drugging all the time. Man, I'm thinking about suicide all the time.
Just fit right in with the path you were on.
Might as well. Why not, man? I'm watching dope fiends shoot up. You know what I'm saying? While they shooting up, I'm in there drinking.
So what was the, I mean, people call it a wake-up call, right? Like, was there a decision you made one day? Did you wake up one day and said, F this, I'm moving on, I'm getting out? Like, what was the switch? What was the flip?
Funny thing. Now, my kid's mother, like I said, I used to still meet shit at the house all the time to go get high. So one day, and they probably gonna hear this, but they already know. I went in the house, and back then they had the book of food stamps, you know. I don't know if you know anything about it.
My mother was on food stamps.
Okay. So, Man, I'll tell you something, as a crack addict, boy, you sure can find money, boy. It's like a hound dog, Jack. So
there's a will, there's a way.
I went in the house, so man, I wanted to get high, because I've been getting high all day. And I found a $65 book of stamps. Well, I found a $65 book of stamps. Again, take it to the crack man, he give me 4 rocks for the 65. I'm smoking. Oh shit, I want to, you know, they say when you get that first hit, man, you keep chasing that dream, man. You keep chasing that dream. So, man, I spent that, so I want to get high again. I go back in the house, same day, go back in the house. They sleep. But I said, fuck it, I took them all the stamps. Man, I took all them stamps and got high as hell that night. So when I realized that I had took food out these kids' mouth, that right there turned me around, man. And that's the craziest thing. That turned me around. Because I just didn't want to do this anymore. I didn't want to get high anymore. Finally, a guy named Carl, he said, Anthony, we found the program. We're going to let you stay here 6 months.
You made the decision for yourself. You got tired of being tired, sick and tired. And somebody took a chance, helped you out, gave you that opportunity to get into a facility, and you took the action in doing it and held yourself accountable.
I ain't perfect. I don't pretend to be perfect. But I'm a realist when it comes to my shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't control what nobody else do. All I can do is control what I do. And one thing I've never cried was victim.
I'm of the belief that you should never play the victim. You play the victim and you assume a role that is an uphill battle. And it's a role where confidence and action and taking charge doesn't exist.
Proper preparation prevents poor performance, man. Yep. I live by that. You know what I'm saying?
So Anthony, cancer survivor, 2-time cancer survivor, faced death in the face many, many times, overcome adversity every step of the way. If you had to share a message with the audience today from everything that we've talked about, what would be the takeaway? What would you hope that they leave this conversation with?
I would hope that they would leave this conversation knowing, man, that there's hope after hopeless. That you don't have to be what people say you are. That you don't have to accept what people say you are. Or you think that there's no way out of your addiction. Or like an abusive woman thinks she gets to keep getting beat because this is how someone provides for me. Or this how it has to be. It don't have to be that way. Hey man, I love everybody. I'm about that life, you know what I'm saying? I'm right here for you. I'm right here to hear what you got to say, because I understand it. I get it. I've been in it. I lived it. I survived it. And I still fight my demons here and there. But that's all they are to me. Hey man, they like a heavyweight fight to me. Come get it. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, love my family, man. Do anything in the world for them. When I told you in the gym, I say, me and you brothers for life. I meant that. I wasn't playing when I said that to you. And I'll show you that. You need me, I'm there. It ain't no second guesses with me. I'm right there. And I meant that from the heart, because you and I shared something. Hadn't known each other that long. It's the reason we here. You see what I'm saying? When I asked you, why me? You know what you said? Why not you? And you know what? When you said that to me, I said, you know what? He right. You got to work on you. But you got to have real people around you, man. You got to have somebody that understands what you're going through. And I understand that because I've been there, man. I've lived in the alleys. I've ate out of garbage cans. I've lived with the rats and the roaches. I've slept in the cold. I've slept in parks, man. I've done it all, bruh. But you understand, when you got the right people around you, man, and they sincere, and for me, ain't nothing you can't do, man. And I mean what I say, and I say what I mean, man. And like I say, you were a blessing for us to do this. And like I say, I just hope it helps somebody, man. Because all I want to do is help, man. You know, and that's the blessing for me, man.
Anthony, Thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story with everybody. I hope they were able to get a good takeaway from today and learn something and apply this to their life. And I'm sure we'll have you back at some point, maybe to dig in a little bit deeper. But thank you so much, man.
Thank you, brother.